But yeah, let's get started. Let's start with some college football news and my thoughts on it. What do I think about college football right now? The game. I love it. I love it. But here's the kicker. What could they add to make it even better? Because it's not perfect right now at all. What could they add to make this game better? I think one of the best things they can do is off-season competitions. What do I mean by that, right? So you go to the Dynasty, right? And you have you end the season. You kick it off with some recruiting. I think it's the coaching carousel first. Coaching carousel. Coaching carousel. We're just gonna say carousel. Carousel. It's not carousel. It can't be carousel. It's coaching carousel. Bro, I don't know what it is. I honestly don't know what it is. Anyways, when the coaches are getting fired and hired, well, okay, that starts with that, and then you go into a little bit of recruiting. So you're finalizing your recruiting for the year, and then once you're done with recruiting, you go into position changes, right? So in between there, I think that they have a chance to make competitions the way they used to do it in Madden. I don't know if they still do it, but you would compete, because I had two quarterbacks very close in North Carolina. I had two quarterbacks. Even in VCU, I had two quarterbacks that I 4-star quarterbacks came in there. They were very close. I liked them both. I didn't know which one to play. So, you know, maybe a spring game, right? And some practices where or even if the competition was some kind of mini game that you would use both the quarterbacks. Some kind of game or something, some way to compete against the next guy. I had an 82 overall quarterback and an 80 quarterback. One was more of a passer and one was more of a runner, right? I tend to lean towards the runner, but the passer, I'll take like a 75 passer, 70 maybe at the least. Least is the worst case scenario is 70. But this dude was a 67. I just couldn't do it. He was too slow. But I would love to run through a competition to see if one. So now my 80 overall quarterback is starting over my 82. And sometimes that's the case. Wide receivers. I want somebody that can run fast and give me the deep ball as my second receiver. My number one receiver, I don't really necessarily care about. I just care that he can catch the ball. He doesn't have to be super fast. I would generally like him to be bigger, over 6 foot, maybe 6'2". But then after that, I want, you know, a speed guy. And then the third receiver, the slot receiver, I want that guy to be my, you know, high agility, high acceleration. Doesn't have to be fast. And then he's got to have, you know, good hands. So I would like to compete for that, right? We have 3 different positions, basically. Those are 3 different types of wide receivers that I would like to compete. Why don't they put that in the game, right? Put that in the game. And now you got people that can transfer in and compete for jobs. You don't have to make the story up in your mind. In addition to that, there becomes another transfer portal time, right? But before the season starts, way before the season starts, and still somewhat in the off, well, it is in the off season, where if a player loses the battle and you have to tell him that he loses the battle, he can then transfer. He can choose, hey, I want to transfer. Or if he's a freshman, sophomore, maybe he's like, no, I'm going to stick it out. Maybe there's some kind of formula where they can see that he's a junior and a senior. I don't know. Something to think about, I think, when we're doing this. I think that would add a special touch to the offseason. I'm a big offseason guy. I'm a big offseason. Like, I love recruiting. I love getting my players. And in the first, you know, a couple games, you get to test these players out. It would be cool to do something like the spring game where I test out my new guys versus my current vets and stuff like that. Like, I would love to do that, or even have the offense versus the second team defense, which is the new guys, and then the first team defense versus the second team offense. That would be kind of fun to just play that game, and you have the ability to play both sides and play whatever you want. But yeah, it would be kind of cool to have them have that competition between the seasons, something absolutely they should add in the coming games. Hopefully, maybe even a patch. I doubt they'll do it for the patch. So the other piece, promise recruits that they can start over current players, right? So if I get a recruit in, here's my issue with the deal breakers, right? If I have a deal breaker, I can't do anything about it. Like, there's literally, you cannot recruit. So here's my situation. Here's the context. I had a 4-star wide receiver, fast, 97 speed, high acceleration, decent catching. I needed him for my style of play in my custom team, VCU. Well, I wasn't averaging enough passing yards, so the playing style went down, because the playing style is based on what you're currently at. It's not necessarily how many yards you have per game. It's based on your ranking in that season. So if the whole year, if everybody's doing terrible, you know, maybe you'll get better, but it doesn't matter. Besides the point. So it went down. So it was a deal breaker mid recruiting. I couldn't put any more points into the guy. So I was ahead by a long shot. I was number one. There was no question, but I just basically stopped talking to the guy. I ghosted the dude. It was 3 players like that. And I lost them. I lost all of them but one. Because eventually I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to chuck the ball like a madman. I ended up just chucking the ball. I got the deal breaker back and I tried to save it, but I couldn't. I only saved one. What I would love to happen is I can go in there and say, hey, I guarantee, and this may not apply to playing style. Maybe this is a bad example, but say the deal breaker is you have too many people. Like I had 3 freshman running backs, all 66 and below. 66 and below. I need some better running back. I thought they were going to be better, but they're not. I'm starting to learn, you know, what a 4-star, 3-star is, whatever the case may be. I couldn't recruit this guy who wanted to come to my school because the deal breaker was there was no playing time available. He thought there was no playing time. What if I could tell that player, hey, I will play you. I will guarantee that you start. I guarantee it, as Denzel says, if you come to this school, guarantee. And then if I don't play him one first game and I don't start him, or, you know, there could be levels to it, right? I guarantee you I could start. I guarantee you would get the ball. You would get 10 carries a game, right? And average that out to the season. I guarantee you would get some playing time, right? You would get rotation, but it would build up, you know, until next year. And that's probably the levels of it, but and I could do that. And then mid-season, if he doesn't get what he wants, he says, you know what, I'm going to leave. I'm leaving. I'm not. You don't need to wait to the end of the year, right? I would, and maybe no, they already have that system in play. You can start to see that increase. I'm not getting playing time. It shouldn't be specific to the entire team. It should be specific to that player that doesn't want to be there, right? He should have that personality trait that doesn't want to play. So I really think that they could incorporate that. And I would love for them to do that. If they could just find a way to make it a little more realistic. The offseason, I'm telling you, people that played this game, they play for the games, right? They do. But people that play Dynasty aren't as competitive as the people that play the online. This is not Madden. People aren't playing this game like this. People absolutely love the Dynasty, even the Road to Glory a little bit, but the Dynasty for 30 years. I mean, I see stories upon stories on the internet and on certain groups of people just playing. They're creating their own stories. They're coaches. You know, they love this. I love it. This is what I love it for. I don't go out there trying to beat other people. Only reason I do online dynasties is because it's fun. It makes it more challenging when I have to recruit against my buddy, my friend. I'm like, he stole my recruit or whatever. Because, you know, back in the day, it was pretty easy to get almost every recruit. You're playing against the computer, so it was kind of fun. But the last thing I'll talk about in terms of what they could add is the ability to update uniforms on the team builder site. I'm hoping that when they update the uniforms in the game, that even in the Dynasty, it updates. I'm hoping that I don't have to like restart my Dynasty in order to get the new uniforms. I would imagine that they're not going to do that, but maybe this is the first time they're doing this. Maybe we'll see. But I would love to do the same thing with team builder. When I hit save and upload, it uploads the uniforms that I'm currently using in my Dynasty. I don't have to restart the Dynasty. That would be, to me, that's such a good thing. If they could figure out a way to do that. I don't know how hard that is. So maybe, but that's the lowest priority, but be a nice to have a quality of life update. So yeah, those are the things that I would tell you college football could add right now. We'll continue to kind of dive into the game and see what else we could, you know, potentially suggest for this game. But those are some of the things I would love to see in this game that could get added. If you like what you're watching and you want to listen to more, don't forget to hit the subscription and hit the bell for more. This is Roughneck 6 signing off. Peace.